We're on Highway 90. We left Sioux Falls, and this is South Dakota. It looks pretty up that way, doesn't it? Sky and everything. Well, we're headed for some rain. The sky is overcast and dark straight ahead as far as you can see. It looks like it may be raining.
Spend the night in a motel tonight.
Tonight we spend the night in a motel, right. It's going to be pouring down rain, and we need to call home. It's 5 o'clock in the evening, and the temperature is in the 70s. Very nice, kind of windy. And this is the way South Dakota looks down here. Just kind of rolling hills, small hills. And there's cattle on that hill up there. Can you see them? And up that way, you see a radio antenna. That's ours. See the flags blowing on there. It says Battle Creek Campground. We won't do that tonight. And the clouds are getting closer. We're getting closer. Let's see. RPMs 27. Speed. And the person who's steering.
Don't do that.
Let's sing a song.
No, let's shut it off. Ooh, look at those big clouds over there, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Big, big clouds. We're on the dividing line between partly cloudy and this mass of dark clouds coming toward us. So I'm going to turn this off until I see it coming.
Quite a bit, as you know. Our high today so far was 87, I believe, and now we're at 64. So quite a drop in the temperature. Just thunderstorms this afternoon and tonight and Sunday morning in the east. Partly cloudy skies. Highs today will range from the 70s in the northwest to the near 90s in the southeast. And lows tonight from the upper 40s to lower 60s. Highs tomorrow in the 70s. That's the statewide forecast. Here's the extended forecast. A chance of thunderstorms Tuesday and Wednesday. Lows in the mid-40s to mid-50s on Monday, and in the mid-50s to the lower 60s Tuesday to Wednesday. And highs in the upper 60s to upper 70s on Monday, warming to the mid-70s. Mid-80s by Wednesday. Once again, 64 downtown Mitchell. We are under a tornado watch until 7:30 tonight. Yeah, thunderstorms
We're under a tornado watch. Look at those clouds.
Also, as well, under a wind lake advisory.
Look at that. It looks
That
green
winds up
straight
to
ahead, doesn't
40
it?
to almost 50 miles per hour tonight. Time now for a look at sports. KORN Action Sports, brought to you by the KORN Area Sports Booster.
Well, we're probably going to run into hail.
Pharmacy, Lady Clinic.
Taking pictures, going up. What's the name of this street is?
Who the heck cares? Nobody else is going to come here to see this dumb thing.
This is Mitchell, South Dakota, and we are approaching the Corn Palace.
The world's only one. Let's see. That is Enchanted World, Dow Museum. Mary Gosha, eat your heart out. Dow, Uncle Zeke's postcards. And this is the Corn Palace. We're going to find out why all these signs said that.
birds are eating the corn.
Huh?
The birds are eating the corn.
Oh yeah, birds are eating the corn, aren't they? Free admission. That is made of corn then, isn't it? I wonder why all this hullabaloo about corn.
That's the only corn pallet. Want to go in?
Yeah. World's only corn palace. Welcome visitors. To city of Mitchell. Say what? Okay. This is the first corn palace, built in 1892. Why? Heck, I don't know. I haven't found out why yet. No. Picture of the second corn palace, built in 1905. It says second corn palace, built in 1905. There it is. Still don't know why. And we'll walk over here. And this is the third one. Third corn palace. Look at all them people. It's a museum of sorts. Got things all over the wall. People walking around. It's a big place. There's the first one again. Lady, have you found out what this is all about yet? Inside the corn palace, we're inside the, what do you call this room? And everything you see up there is made out of corn. You say big deal? See them designs? Huh? What'd you say?
Ears of corn.
Ears of corn, yeah. That's all pictures made of corn.
Okay, that's enough.
And they got a big teepee there. And I guess we'll go. This here is the town of Chamberlain, where we'll spend the night. It's in South Dakota. We're about 230 miles from Mount Rushmore, which is near the border of Wyoming. This is, let's see, about 2 hours after the storm that we drove through. And you can see the days changed quite a bit. What you're looking at is the Missouri River, that they formed a lake here. It's a lake that probably goes a couple hundred miles according to the map. And there's the town. And across the river you can see some of the hills. We're at a rest stop on a scenic oversight, it's called. And it's quite cool. The wind is blowing. The sun setting in the west. It sets in the west out here. And I guess that's because we're west. Those emblems there, whatever the heck it is no, the other thing. This is a rest stop here. And this is one of the horses there that they keep. No, that ain't a horse.
Terrible, don't do this.
And we're in shorts, and it's
Freezing.
in the 60s. The temperature dropped, they said, here 20 degrees when the storm come through. They had tornado warnings out. But it's already gone. And the skies are just blue and with white clouds. The storm, if you could see it, is back. Had to stop here to get this view. This is really pretty. We just got up this morning. Those are sheep out there in amongst the hay. It's been rowed. See the hay bales? This is the view of the hills. I think this is what we're going to see. We just crossed the Missouri River. We showed you on film. And this is the way the hills look all of a sudden. This is a pretty little area here. Got some trees. Pretty day. Feels like it's in the 60s. Kind of cool. They grow a lot of sheep out here. And out there, person on his tractor going to work. Here's the highway. I forgot to show you the horses. Oh, right there on the other side of the road, grazing. This camera doesn't show you the true depth and height of everything. Like back there at the Palisades. That was quite a bit. Okay, we're on a scenic overlook in South Dakota. I really don't see anything different than what we've been seeing. They call it a scenic overlook. Huh? Yeah, let me swing back around. Where? I can't. What are you talking about?
Straight out.
I am straight out.
No, I think this way. Over this way.
Well, come over here. Where are you pointing to?
See right over in there.
Well, I got it on Zoom. Maybe talking about the hills up this way. See some white cliffs up there. Everything you see is a lot further than you think it is. We're looking miles and miles and miles and miles. Like that little tree there is a big tree. But it looks like you can just walk right down to it. But it's a lot further away than you think. I'll go over to the other side of this outlook and show you down a valley here. Hang on. Now, I'm not real good at judging how far we're looking, but that is a mighty long ways. And it's nothing but grassland. They have natural grassland here, and instead of having natural forests like we have Clark National Forest at home, they have natural grasslands. And I want you to look at this ground. Well, there, for instance, is a cactus growing here. Native, hasn't been planted. And this ground. Can you scoop up a little bit of that ground next to the cactus with your hand just to show the dirt? But they bale. Look at these bales here. See that bale there? And out along the highway, they just bale. We see just miles and miles and miles of bales and bales and bales and bales of hay. And they get it off this ground. I don't know how. One neat idea they got here that we ought to have back in Missouri is they cut along the highways and bale it, which would save a lot of cutting expense and make good use of it too. Well, we're gonna go now. I don't know really what they had in mind when they had a scenic oversight here.
You see that?
What?
Don't you see all those hills, peaks and stuff?
Is that it?
There's a bridge through there.
Yeah.
Plus the white ones.
Yeah, I can see the white ones real good through there.
Off over here. There's that big. It looks like Arizona. Flat, or New Mexico. Flat tops way over
The
there.
mesas. that's it. It looks a lot closer than what it is, but it's far away and it's a lot bigger than what you think. So we'll hit the road again. See you down the... Okay, I'm here at the same location, only looking to the south. This is still a high area, but to give you an idea of depth perception, I lose track of depth here. You're looking at a herd of cattle. Out there in the field. I'll back it up again. Now, out there, that cattle out there grazing, see them? And there are some more over in there, and there, and some more out in there. And it's a long ways off. And you can see even further out that way. You can just see for miles and miles. I imagine if a person got on his horse and rode, he could ride as far as he could see in one day, and that'd be a long ways. Well, that scenic overlook was the Badlands, and that's the Badlands that we're passing by. You can see 100 miles, but probably 25 miles over there. Rough looking cliffs. And they call this the Badlands. What do the Indians say about it?
Laying bad.
Land bad. It really looks pretty good compared to New Mexico and Arizona. But I guess these Indians didn't travel that far. Well, there it is. This is our first view of it. We were just driving along and there it was. And boy, what a drive. You ought to see the drop off here. You meet yourself coming. This is down in the woods. Pine forest, as far as you can see. Mountains. We're steadily climbing. We're in Custer State Park. And boy, is it mountainous and pine forest. And I'm parked on the side of a road right next to some jaggedy cliff that's full of shiny stuff. See? They got curves here, unbelievable. I've never seen them like that. We'll go back and look at the president again. Up through these pine trees. Not quite as big as I thought it was, but maybe it'd be bigger when I get over there. That might be a long ways off. Okay, it's 10 after 5 and we found our campground. We're in Custer National Forest, about 20 miles from Mount Rushmore. We passed it. It's on film from the road, and boy, you ought to see that road. I'm going to film it going back tomorrow when we go up to look at the sights. This is our campground. It's kind of what I wanted. It's shaded. Oh boy, is it shaded. A big cliff here. Pine trees. Can you see the pines? Let's see. We'll go way up. Pine trees overlooking everything. We're just unpacking now. We've got our tent up. Let me show you where we put our tent. Back here in the pine forest.
Oh, don't do that. Keep doing that.
And there's our tent. Isn't that neat? Back there in the shade. Of course, don't need shade today. It's about 75 degrees. This is where we're going to cook our dinner. And we got our wood ready. Somebody cooked just like we do. They got a little tin plate there. Must be some hobos traveling ahead of us. And some more. Let me show you. We got something that might keep us awake tonight. Right here in the about 20 yards from us is a rolling stream. Can you see it? Big rocks. I already looked for trout, but I didn't see any. Let me stand up here and see if I can fall in. Yep. But it's just a moving stream here, going up through here. We passed Buffalo. That's the highway over there through the state park. We passed buffalo, a whole herd of buffalo. I'll get them on film tomorrow. And burros. Burros stopping the cars. They were right out in the middle of the road, looking to see if somebody would give them a handout. You'd roll out in the window, stick your hand out, and they'd walk up. I guess people kind of feed them candy bars and stuff like that. That's the hillside there, and it's just got lots of thick grass, and the signs all say, "Beware of the buffalo. They are dangerous." So we'll have to watch out for buffaloes. That's them flowers. Those are pretty. Okay, let me back her up here. Okay, turn it around. Not too fast, not too slow. And give you a close-up of the pine forest. That these mountains are just full of forest. Real pretty place. If you ever been to Flagstaff, Arizona, this puts me in mind of Flagstaff. And we'll circle back around and to the car again, and to our cook place, and to our tent. Judy, we stayed last night at a motel, so we didn't use the tent. And the night before, you know, it rained. According to the park keeper there, 0.8 of an inch. Didn't seem like it. That was at Council Bluff, Iowa. So tomorrow we're going to spend it going around looking at Mount Rushmore, whatever. Judy's drying out the tent now. It was wet inside. We just had to fold it up wet. We're going to get ready to cook our dinner now on an open fire out of a tin can. We're going to have good old hash. Yum, yum. Yesterday, for dinner, we was at Chamberlain. We stayed at some dive motel because everything was filled up. And we had to eat at the restaurant there, which we'd planned to do anyway. And had buffalo burgers. Tastes just like hamburger. Cost more. And it's a big specialty here, buffalo burgers. And there's my wood fire. My wood, I mean, that I gathered for the fire. Just here and there, laying around. Actually, I climbed, let's see. That's steeper than what it looks. But I climbed up to, right up there where pine trees fell over. And you see some of the limbs like that right there. I broke them off and threw them down here in the grass and brought them over. How exciting. We're having loads of fun. I tell you, scenery is just beautiful. The scenery is really spectacular. Okay, this view is from 6,000 feet up, which is over 1,000 feet from being the tallest point in North Dakota, which is 7,000 something, I forget. But this is a lookout tower, and you can see 50, 60 miles out that away is the Badlands. We spent, seemed like, several hours crossing across that, coming here. It just goes on and on and on forever. It's flat and prairie land, very fertile. And we're swinging our view across. Look at the mountains here. Pine forest. Miles and miles and miles. This is the fire tower here that I'm standing on. And some of the mountains. This is all Custer National State Park. And those mountains are taller than this one. Maybe that's the tallest one in the state. I don't know. And Judy didn't want to come up here, so she's down there looking with binoculars around. Back her up here a little bit. Okay, here's some more of the view from the other side, looking out toward the west. Just mountains and mountains and deep valleys. I doubt if you get the depth perception from the camera. Let me swing it back around here and kind of zero in on the valley below. Like I said, we're at 6,000 feet. And swing up. There's another valley over there, green. And swing on around. That must be Needles Point, they call it over there, where all them mountains are. And supposedly you can see George Washington's face. He is only from this angle, from Mount Rushmore, which, to my way of thinking, ought to be that way. That ought to be Mount Rushmore there. And you ought to see the road coming up here. Just meet yourself coming around and round and round. Gravel. Made you wonder what you'd do if another car was coming the other way. Okay, there's a view of some more valley. pretty spectacular up here. Very pretty. More mountains and outcroppings over there and down in the valley. We're about 9 miles from the campsite here. And back around again. Let's see what we got over there. This is back toward the Badlands again. See that deer we just passed on the road. He's looking back at me now. See him looking at me? He doesn't know what he wants to do. I'll walk up on him a little bit here and see if I can keep him bouncing so much. Oh, there. See him looking around? He's right along the side of the road. And he's eating. And that's all he's doing is eating. And he's not paying no attention to me. So I'll back off and show you where he lives. Up in the aspens and up the hill. Can't get him to move. There he goes. See him? Well, look at me. Twitch your tail. Now he's gonna turn around. Well, on the way back from seeing the deer, thought I'd stop and show you one of their lakes here. There's an inflatable boat. And he's got his line hung up on something else. No, he don't. He knows how to fish. And some of the surrounding scenery here. This is a very small lake, but it's very pretty. It's got rock cliffs. It sits right here in the mountains. Real nice, cold, clear water. And it's real pretty. Some campers. And a view of the lodge. Got a pretty lodge here. Sits among the trees, pine trees. Go back again and look at the lake without my telescope on. And see if he caught a fish. Not yet. It's only doing bull rushes. And we're looking at goats here. Mountain goats. See them? They're tagged in the ear so they can be identified and watched. There's some more. Right there's a baby one. And there's another one. And another one. Eating grass. They don't care. Mountain goats. Another goat looking at us. Get some big horns on him. They're pretty. Now you can see a whole herd of buffalo. This is the biggest herd in the world. They were brought here, about 40 years ago to repopulate, and they're doing a good job. I'll show you why. See that little calf following mama? There's one right there. And another one. Big herd. Lots of buffalo. I'll show you one up on the hill in the pine trees. They got lots of buffalo. We ate one of them boogers yesterday. There's one laying there, getting ready for sleep, I guess. Let me shut this off a minute. Those are pretty far away. They're up in the hillside there. The sun is getting ready to set. And some more through the pine trees and the hills. They're pretty good distance from me right now. These are. See? We're in our car now, and I'm going to drive right up next to one. They come up to the road.
Maybe he doesn't like red.
And let's see. They're right next to me here, but they're in the sun. Can you say something to him?
To the buffalo?
Yeah, say hi.
I just hope he don't like red. They're tattooed, or they're branded or something, see?
Uh-huh. Yeah, got an 8 or 3 on them.
Looks like an 8 and an S.
They're eating the tall grass right on the side of the road. I couldn't resist the little baby. I wanted to get just a little bit closer to her. See her scratch? See her look at me? And I wonder if that's Mama saying, "What the heck are you doing there?" Come a little bit closer, he says. Boom, boom. Yeah. Laying in the sun. There is more buffaloes. That's quite a herd. All along the hill. Buffaloes, buffaloes. As far as you can see. This is a pretty place. It's the grasslands in the Custer State Park. It's just full of buffaloes. Beautiful. There's a portion of the road going down into the mountain. This is how some people live. This is not the park. This is the town of Custer. We just left. And surrounding community. This is South Dakota. I don't know what mountain chain this is.
Black Hills.
The Black Hills?
There's still Black Hills.
Huh?
Yes.
Huh?
You should be coming down to that fort down here. Historic marker, that's what it is.
Gordon Stockade. Okay, before we go in, I'll tell you about this place. In the 1870s, gold was discovered here in the Black Hills, and several hundred men came here. Now, this belonged to the Indians. This belonged to the Indians, and it was illegal for them to be here, but they come here and built this stockade as a defense against the Indians. And they started mining for gold in the hills until the 7th Cavalry come and evicted them. 7th Cavalry, I believe, belonged to General Custer. There's just a small portion of the view of the lake. It's a big lake that's behind the place. And it's set right here in a grassland in the surrounding hills. The shadow goes on it. This is the entrance.
You know, come all that way. And it is speculated by some other writers that if Dave ever got out of her sight, she'd never see him again. So she came along to keep tabs on Dave. Probably true, because when they came back to the hills later, the northern hills, Dave takes off, and they suppose he headed for the gold rush up in Alaska. You never hear any more about Dave Talent. Somebody said he didn't, maybe it was also the reason we had a sod roof is because Dave Talent didn't have much talent and couldn't do the roof like the rest of them, so Annie just settled for a sod roof. Would you venture to guess how long it took to build the stockade and the 7 cabins? Well, you're pretty close. Annie Talent in her book says it took them 3 weeks. With the cold weather and the gold fever, they were anxious to get to what they caved for. So they built the cabins to provide some warmth if it was that cold, of course. And they were probably up at much before daylight and had the fires going and everything, and went to work actually out in the timber right at daylight and worked until dark to keep warm. They did find some gold. In fact, John Gordon figured that if they had more people, they could find more gold once they got the stockade and everything built. So he took the gold that they had, went back to Sioux City to organize more people. He was intercepted by the military coming out, sent the people back to Sioux City.
This is the inside of the
Confiscated
building.
the wagons, took him and tried him for being
Made out of
trespassing in
big
his territory. He did some jail time.
ponderosa pine
The
logs.
amount of gold that he had taken with
Fireplace.
him, all the gold that they had found, when he got back to Sioux City, it was worth $40. I checked, and gold at that time was selling for about $20 an ounce, so they found 2 ounces of gold. So it was not really worth it. Now, Annie tells in her book that on an April morning in 1875, a knock came at the stockade gate, and there was a captain from the military of Fort Wyoming had come to the news.
Look at the roofs. Can you see
Not to do that again. Some of them turned right around and went
the side up there?
son went back to Sioux City. Came back into the Northern Hills later. She was very instrumental in
See how they
being involved in the civic organization.
put their roofs on? They put a half round and then they filled in sod.
Garden here.
They got a skins hanging.
That had better be water. No, thanks. Not so early in the morning. I'm not used to that kind of stuff.
Looks like a bearskin coat. There's her horn, powder horn. Is there anything that you can tell me about this place?
Are you with the tour out here?
No.
Well, this is John Gordon's cabin, and he was the party leader for the Gordon Stockade Party.
Uh-huh.
And this is his cabin, and all these other cabins are for the rest of the people. And this cabin is basically our home base, where we do all our activities out of. But the other cabins also look like this. The cabin over here, the one with that has like the grass on top,
Uh-huh.
that was Annie Tallent's cabin, and it has grass on top because she was afraid that Indians would throw a fire over and burn up the cabins. So she wanted to have grass on top of hers. And all these cabins were built in 2 weeks, and the rest of the cabin and the stockade, it took 1 week to build. So in 3 weeks, this all was done.
They built this all in 3 weeks, huh? What
Yep,
must have.
the stockade.
How
and
many
all
people
that.
were there?
There was 28 that started out. One of them was a woman, and the other one was a 9-year-old boy. So 26 men and a woman and her 9-year-old boy. One of them died on the way out. So the original party was 28, but the number that made it here was 27.
28 men and 1 woman?
26 men, 1 woman, and her 9-year-old son.
Oh boy. Was she married or was she looking for gold too?
She was married, but you don't hear much about her husband. I think he was kind of a rinky-dink.
He was a ne'er-do-well.
He was what?
A ne'er-do-well.
What's that?
What's this? This is
No, what's a ne'er-do-well?
Yeah.
Oh, he was a bum.
He was what?
He was really kind of a bum.
Oh. Did you know him?
Everything that they've sort of read about him and everything that Annie has said is not very positive.
Oh.
She
She didn't like her husband then.
hardly mentions him at all in her book, and he left her later.
Oh.
Got in trouble with the law.
There's a law out here? There was?
Well, kind of. Army law, the military law.
Can't imagine them doing all of this in that short of time.
Yeah.
Did you know how they did the law from the roof?
Yeah, I got a picture of that.
Guess it wouldn't look like that.
Hmm. Did they do their cooking out here in the open?
Oh yeah.
Is the fireplaces inside just for heat?
Yeah, pretty much. And rainy days.
And how cold does it get up here?
Not too bad.
Not too bad. What is not too bad?
I don't know, what is not too bad?
Well, let
I
me
ask
let me
people
answer
and
your
everybody
question
says,
this way.
"Oh, not
Generally,
too bad."
generally the winter weathers here are the winters are pretty nice. You can expect a period of 3 to 10 days, generally someplace in January or February, where the low at night will get down to 30 to 35 below zero, warming up to 0 or better in the daytime. But that's with very low humidity, and no wind, so it's really not that bad.
Wow,
And it's a short period, as I say.
that sounds
Normal normal wintertime temperatures might be 5 below, 0 to 5 below, warming up to 35 to 40 in the daytime.
good. Boy.
It's not too bad.
That's
They
the
got any
answer.
houses
What's
for
not too
sale
bad.
up here? I'd like to move here.
Where are you from?
St. Louis?
St. Louis? Well, yeah, I'm from the Midwest down there originally myself. I was from over in Kansas, just west of Kansas City. St. Louis and Kansas City has very similar climate.
Yeah, high
And
humidity.
that high humidity and
Yeah.
the wind coming off that river.
Yes.
I've been as cold in Kansas City walking down Grand Avenue as I've ever been up here.
I'll bet with that humidity,
Yeah.
it's a fooler.
See? And that's why today you can stand out here now. It should get fairly warm today. Pretty comparable here in the Custer area. 85, maybe just brush 90 today. And if you stand out here in the sun, it's going to be hot. You get over there in the shade, it's cool because it's low humidity. And we generally have a little bit of a breeze.
Humidity's what gets you.
That's right.
What kind of skin coat is that? Is that a bear
Is
skin?
that what kind of coat, Sue?
What?
What kind of coat?
We think muskrat.
Huh?
That's what they wore then. She trying to start a fire there?
Well, she was showing them how, because generally
And it starts to smoke.
that's how they start their fire in the morning, and then they have to demonstrate as
She did
people ask.
this morning.
Yeah.
She used matches.
I don't think they really did. They may have. I don't know.
I wonder what she's cooking there.
They're roasting some coffee beans. They've gotten some green coffee. No, they've gotten some green coffee beans up in Rapid City, and they're roasting them so that they can make a pot of coffee.
Yeah. I'm trying to get those sparks going on the charcoal.
I'd like to have a cup of that.
Pardon?
We'll be making some cups today.
Wooden cups.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Make some cups out of the wood.
That's what you need.
What, a wooden cup?
A wooden cup.
Wonder if she'd mail me one.
Then you wouldn't break them, and if you left it somewhere, it wouldn't be a big deal.
Well, we'll say goodbye to Gordon Stockade. This is a view of Stockade Lake, one of their larger lakes. According to the brochure, it's full of brown trout and other kinds of trouts. And it's crystal clear like a mirror.
The prettier part was on the other side.
Huh?
The prettier part was on the other side.
I want to pull into it, get a better view. car now and showing you the lake. It just, when we come by earlier this morning, it looked just like a mirror. It's just, well, the pretty thing about it is just a mountain lake, and you know it's full of fish. You can get fishing license here for 1 day or 2, whatever you want. But you hardly ever see anybody fishing. There's nobody fishing out there, so you know it's, unless the local community comes over here, you know it's full of fish. So the next stop will probably be up Mount Rushmore.
What are these called?
These are the burrows that are ancestors of the ones that come to this area, pack-bearing burrows, and they just got a herd of them here that run loose in the park. There's only 3 of them here, but they're always mooching. They want something to eat all the time.
Could you take a picture of all 5 of us? Sure, try to. We got some cheesies here too. Hurry up. Hurry up, everybody.
They're nice burrows.
It's right there.
Moochers.
Yep, push that down. That's all. This one just push here. I'll make them stay here.
You don't be
Oh, just push here. They want their camera. Oh, you're going to
What's his name? He didn't tell you?
He's white-faced.
Whiteface. I thought it'd be long ears.
Now you're a pig. Bill, I might have started something here.
Yeah, here they come. They're attacking.
Bill!
He's getting mad. Look at his ears. He's saying, this is my sucker.
Go away, guys. Go find somebody else.
He got ticked off because this other one come over to get it. This is where they live,
Here, guys.
out in the pine forest, grasslands.
Hey, guys. Look here.
And we pulled over here.
I got one for you. Look.
You can see some of the scenery again. People pull over and feed these critters. This guy's still got his ears back. He's mad.
Maybe he's not getting fed. Come on.
He don't want to give this one anything.
That one doesn't want this one to have anything.
Whoops. That's all. He said, "Back, Racky, you'll take that camera."
He'll take more.
Here, walk. These carrots.
Let's see. There's some more across the fence down there. They're not getting fed as well as these moochers, but they got all the grass they can eat for sure. Here, look at this.
And then some.
That is Mount Rushmore, the president's figures. Can you see them? This is a long ways from them. We're 10, 15 miles away from them yet. We're going there. And we're along the side of the road. See how far? Grassland. And the surrounding mountains. Like that one there. They got little places to pull over. You can hear cars. They pull over and they stop and look. And some more of the hills. It's a beautiful place. Just thick with grass and pine trees, mountains. And I guess we'll be leaving you for a few minutes here until we get on down.
Yes, it's on. We just wanted you to see the one-lane tunnels that we go through coming up and down the mountain. I think you're getting my dashboard. My light thing just flickered. You have to sound your horn when you go through because there's...
Are you getting to watch some of these curves we got to go around?
Are you driving?
Yeah. Go round and round and round. We're going that way. We just come from up there, that bridge. There's a grove of aspens. It's just curvy mountainous road, curve after curve, and you meet yourself coming. We'll see you on that. Well, this is it. There's the lights that shine on it at nighttime, right below us. The pines. And surrounding hills, mountains, I guess. Pretty day, as you can see. And there they are. I wouldn't want to go up there, would you?
I think it's going to take him a while.
That's, oh, not quite a mile away. I'll tell you some more about it in a little while. Some more of the scenery. Names.
Did you get their eyes?
Eyes?
Yeah, did you telescope in?
Yeah. I got a long view. I mean, well, our view. This is the way we see it. And the telescope view.
I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but take the binoculars and look at their eyes.
What's with their eyes?
They just look real, almost.
Well, we're gonna have to find out how that guy did this. Wonder where Cary Grant was in that movie, up on top there.
I bet he wasn't here.
Probably wasn't, because I don't see any pine trees all along the edge there, except in that rubble where they chipped away. See all the rubble below? That's all chip away, rubble. It's really a pretty view. Maybe he was over in this area here. Yeah, probably was. See over in there? I bet one thing, if I was him, I'd have a stuntman. We found out that they use dynamite, most of it. They use a model. They made measurements off of it. And jackhammers, they swung, they swung around. Jackhammers, took some off, and then they used metal tools for polishing. It's solid.
We're leaving South Dakota, going into Wyoming. This is what we're seeing going into Wyoming. As you can hear, it's a rough road.
Wyoming, the way it looks. Lots of hay again. Cattle. Mountains. Let's see. Hay. Down the road, mountains. Sundance, next 3 exits. It must be a heck of a big place. 2 exits to get you a McDonald's. How much?
1 mile.
Well, we'll go to the rest area and get some literature on this state. Okay, see the fences they build along the highway here? Probably to keep the summertime humidity down. Or else keep the snow from blowing, 1 to 2. I guess blowing on the highway, I can't figure out what in the world they want to keep it from blowing across the highway for, because there ain't nothing out there. You can see that for miles and miles. What we're seeing now is just range after range with just a few cows on it here and there. Just flat country.
No people.
No people. Every now and then we'll see a ranch. Let me swing it around and get on this side of the road here. And you can see miles and miles of nothing. It almost looks like the Southwest, where it's real arid and desolate. We'll probably be in this for another 50 miles or so before we get to another mountain range. This is, according to the map, just the plains. I think I'll keep you here for a minute while we go over this next hill, next rise, and see what's happening, man.
Not much, man. Another rise.
No, just another rise up here. I was hoping we'd get a view ahead like we got behind us, because we're up pretty high. They don't give elevation markers like they do along Highway 44 going out west. You always got elevation markers every so often to tell you how high you are. But we haven't seen one of those yet anywhere. Today, might as well tell you, today is Monday, August, 11th? Monday?
Monday.
Huh?
It's Monday, that's all I know.
Monday.
Oh, look, over in there.
Okay. This is why I kept you here, just to show you we're still not as high as we're going to be, because we're going higher than this. But it's just grasslands and an occasional ranch. So, and some cows up in the fields. Well, once again, we got a storm coming up. There's a mountain range there. I don't know if you can see it. That we're approaching. We're in a low area here in Wyoming, approaching Buffalo, Wyoming. Let me swing around here to the front a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, we're right outside of Buffalo, Wyoming, and we have approached these mountains, and I don't know if you can see them on this or not, but we don't know if that's snow on those mountains. There's a lot of white up there, and the elevation is 13,000 something feet. So I guess that's high enough to be snow. We're still pretty good ways from them. A lot of white up there on the tops. This is some of the hills right around us. I'll back it up some. You can see the mountain range. I don't know if you can see it on here or not, but lots of white up there. I'll zoom in again and then shut her off. One of their old locomotives in the town of Sheridan. And we'll come down here a little bit and show you the fine Sheridan Hotel. You know, this is where Buffalo Bill stayed when he'd come to this area, and he auditioned and practiced on the porch. It's a big, fine hotel, not used now, but it's in the town of Sheridan. Okay, today is Tuesday morning, August the 12th. We screwed up on our last filming, and somehow we got the automatic focusing button turned off, and that's why nothing come out clear when we're showing you the Bighorn Mountains in the snow. But we're at the Bighorn Mountains. This is a ranch, and you ain't gonna believe this ranch. It sits right in the mountains, and I believe this little places here are the garages. There's only a few tourists here, It's kind of off the way. You have to come off the highway and come back a ways to get here. But it's simply a beautiful spot. Very pretty. And there's a view of the mountains in the back. Those are the Bighorn Mountains, and they do have snow on them. This picture here, this is not one of the higher elevations showing snow, but we'll get another picture of it. It has snow all year round. Elevation was, what, 13,000 feet. Here's a view of the little house they live in. And some of the flowers along the rock wall. The big trees. That's a big tree there. That's, I don't know how many feet in diameter that is. Look how big it is. We don't know yet much about this ranch. Some lady who inherited it from her relatives lives here in the summer. The rock wall around the drive. And the big, big trees all around it. And they keep it up nice. The ground is watered. How do you go in here? Just walk straight ahead, huh? Yeah. And white frame building, 2-story, with blue awnings that really set it off. Manicured lawn. Now you gotta understand, this is out here on a ranch. There ain't nothing here. We're in a big valley. There's other ranches. You wanna? No. Here. All you do is show a film, say that this is 1994, and goodbye. I guess I'll show you without comment.
leaving Wyoming. I keep forgetting where I'm at. We're leaving Wyoming, going into Montana, on our way to Little Bighorn. And then we're going to come back into his nephew. He had a nephew with, I think, a young kid.
Oh, yeah? Picked a bad time to go with Uncle. This is where the battle ended, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, he came to help take care of the horses.
They buried them where they found them. That's where the Indians were camped, down there along the Little Bighorn River.
On this ridge, a granite pillar stands over the mass grave of soldiers killed in the Battle of the Little Bighorn, June 25th and 26th, 1876. At this site, hundreds of Sioux and Cheyenne warriors defeated 5 cavalry companies, about 220 soldiers, under the command of Lieutenant Colonel George Armstrong Custer. As you look over the battlefield, you can see the white markers showing where the bodies of soldiers were found after the fight. No markers show where the warriors fell because very little is known of their casualties. Probably less than 100 were killed, and the dead were removed by their families immediately after the battle. Only the Sioux and Cheyenne words tell us what happened to the 200 soldiers killed in the fight. Some Indian accounts say that Custer and his men may have tried to cross the river 1.5 miles to your left. Angered warriors, led by Gall, raced across the river and forced the troops back to the ridges. Having lost the initiative, the soldiers found themselves in rough terrain, unsuitable for mounted action. The companies seem to have made individual stands, fighting on foot against the waves of Indians that rolled in from every direction. The warriors did not need to expose themselves to the troopers' fire. Dismounted, they moved from sagebrush to sagebrush and took advantage of the numerous ravines. Finally, Crazy Horse, crossing farther downstream below the present visitor center, swept around this ridge with a large force to cut off further retreat. Here, about 50 soldiers gathered around Custer, shot their horses for breastworks, and fought to the end. The battle lasted 2 hours at most. 5 miles away, the rest of Custer's regiment remained under siege. On the morning of June 27th, after the Sioux and Cheyenne had departed, General Terry's column arrived and hastily buried the soldiers where they had fallen. To complete the story of the Battle of the Little Bighorn, we invite you to travel the road to the Reno-Benteen defense site, 5 miles away.
See, that would be that away.
On this ridge, a granite pillar stands over the mass grave of soldiers. The Battle of the Little Bighorn, June 24th to 26th, is to the 200 soldiers killed. Soldiers say that Custer and his men may have tried to cross the river 1.5 miles to your left. Angry warriors, led by Gall, raced across the river and forced the troops back.
Oh, wait. Our Cheyenne leader fell there.
Oh, we did?
Yep.
Can't swing it that far over. That's the bad thing about a camera. You can't get. Huh?
You want me to make Indian sounds?
Oh, no.
No sound effects, huh?
No. Well, there ain't nothing to hide behind, is there? I can see why they shot their horses, to have some cover behind them. I wonder how many of them thought about deserting and heading out for their own.
I think them 2 graves I seen back there, that's what they is doing.
Every man for himself.
Let's go down and make a turn.
buried them where they found them. A lot of these are two together all by themselves. I don't see no more right down in here.
Got it.
Mm-hmm. Danger stocking area.
Reno Eaton Battlefield, 4 miles.
Well, I think we've got a pretty good idea of what's going on here, don't we?
Yep. There's a horse way down there.
I don't see him.
2 horses. A horse and a mare, or a horse and a foal. See her?
Uh-huh. You don't think it's any remnants of the Indians coming back, do you?
Got your focus thing right.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the mountain stream.
Oh, yeah.
Missed it. Yeah. Did you tell him how cold it was?
Oh, I didn't say nothing. I have to figure it out. I don't know how cold it is anyway.
Probably 50.
Oh, that wind chill was a lot colder than 50. Or it may not be. I may not be used to cold weather yet. Can't even see the top on account of the clouds.
stormy weather still hanging with us.
Yeah. This is like Colorado.
Did you tell him Blacktooth? Is it Blacktooth?
What is that, a ski place up there? Looks like it's cut out.
What's the name of this range?
Beartooth
Beartooth.
Mountain Range ski resort area.
road, huh?
Over there it is, yes.
I wouldn't want to drive it.
I seen a truck going up.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. We come over that road down there, that
Oh, you
dirt road. We
did,
was going to camp straight down there, but it was raining and decided to go on further. Might clear up. Which way you come from? The other
We're
way?
just coming from Yellowstone.
Well, that's where we're going.
Oh, it looks terrible.
Now she's on.
Now she's on.
Uh-huh.
I want everybody to know this. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
This is the last scenic trip we're taking.
Yeah. Yeah, look how high we are. We're higher in the mountains. We started filming. We're higher in the clouds.
We're up with the snow.
We're past the tree line. There's snow right over there. Over there. We're just too high for trees.
Where are we at, Bear?
Shoshone State Park, Wyoming.
Shoshone State Park, Wyoming at Beartooth Lake?
Yeah.
And it's cold, let me tell you. Our sleeping bags are really going to get a try out. Bill, you're not going to change in front of us. Hurry, you're going to freeze. Hurry. He's braver than I am. This lens keeps going back and forth, back and forth. The lens keeps going back and forth. Ooh, spit. He's done that all along the whole countryside. Just spit, spit, spit. This is going to be our campsite for the night. We don't have it set up yet.
Well, here we are. This is the runoff from the snow from the mountains that's full of trout. Goes down into there and then around and makes a lake. Big Bear Lake's the name of it. Where does the water come from? Oh, stuff like that. Its snow is still melting. And can't see any higher because the clouds are in the top of the mountain. But there's more snow up there. We got lots and lots of these mountain streams. And up there is where we camped last night. See the camp? That's right across from where we was. And we heard bears all night long. They have foot trails and horseback riding here. And when you leave, you have to register right here. They got a sign that says, please register. And the reason is, probably you get lost, you're caught in the snow, and this is bear country. Well, we left our campground and then we're going to Yellowstone now. We slept in Shoshone National Park, and it's quite high. I don't know what the elevation we slept, but we slept higher in the clouds. There they are down there, and we're up here, and we've come down quite a bit. So we slept up kind of high last night and froze. Well, we slept good in the sleeping bags, but picking everything up was the thing. Let me zero in on them clouds down below, show you how far down. Let me swing over this way. All these mountain ranges got snow in them. That's not snow, that's a bluff. And this is the way we're headed right now, is in that direction. Way over yonder. You see these poles? These poles along the road? Like right over there. Let's see. Get it in. Wood poles. They got them all along the roads. So that you can, the snow piles know where the edge is. Or else they'd liable to go right over the cliff. And they're all along the road. Well, I'll see you later. And here's a picture of those clouds again. They're low hanging, very low. And the little trout streams they got here. See any fish? That's cutaway far.
$16.62.
6. The other way.
For camping or lodging before you go sightseeing. Camping is permitted only in open campgrounds or by permit in the backcountry. Camping is not permitted at roadside pullouts, picnic.
This is the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstones. What was the name of this formation? What do they call that?
Calcite.
Calcite. See the smoke coming up from the geysers? They're all along the road here. But I'll show you a bigger one. Here's a big tall mountain. And there it is, boy. It stinks. Smells like sulfur.